All right. Are you guys even here? Nobody's talking? I can't see anybody? Morning on the road. Okay. Well, you can hear me all right though, William, so that's good. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. William, glad you're here, brother. Guadalupe, welcome. Angie, Lauren, Fiza. I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, if you're driving, you can keep the video off. No worries. Everybody else, let's get those videos on. It gets so lonely. Don't make me look at myself this whole time. Come on now. That's terrible. That's terrible. Hey, Faisal, you're awesome. Thank you. Cynthia, thank you. Good morning, good morning. Linda, there you are. Good to see you. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so much less lonely now. Oh man. I talk to myself enough, so, and this helps. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite classes to teach because it's unbelievably simple and it works unbelievably well. And everybody's like, that's just too easy. And I'm like, I know, right? It shouldn't work this easy, but it does. So, icebreaker question for you guys as we still let more people in. How many past clients do you currently have? It could be zero. Don't be shy. It could be zero. It could be 10. It could be 50. Cynthia says two. I love it. I'm dropping in the chat for you, Cynthia, since you're driving. I got you. Yep. How many past clients? Lauren, 5. Linda, 25. Fiza, that's going to change, Fiza. That's going to change. All right. I like it. Alec, 30-ish. I think for me, it's around 3 or 400 um, past clients, right around there. Um, so this is good. Tala, good to see you, brother. Glad you're here, man. So, past clients, how about how many homeowners do you know? They don't have to be past clients. Doesn't like how many homeowners, meaning you've got an address. When I say a homeowner, that's what I mean. Because if you don't have an address, do you really know the homeowner? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, how many of you have homeowners in your database? And if so, how many? Like 5, 10, 100? And it's actually very easy to get homeowner addresses. That's very simple. Lauren 200, Linda 125. There we go. I like it. I like it. Carrie, I know you got some homeowners in your database. I know you got some past clients too. I like it. Who else has got some homeowners in their database? And if so, how many? I promise it's all relevant. You guys know me by now. I'm not going to waste your time because I'm not going to waste mine. Carrie, probably 100. There we go. I like it. And even if you don't have them, this is what's good. Even if you don't, right? Fiza, I know that you're newer, right? Yep. So you might be like, listen, I don't really have I have my address. I have my address. That's about it. The good news is that it's very, very easy to take the strategy I'll show you today. And then I should add this as a slide because it's so easy. And get the addresses you need to be able to use this just as well. So, Fiza, this is a great conversation starter, and it's so fast and simple to do. I love doing this. It's seriously, it's one of my favorites because I don't like cold calling and stuff. So I always have to figure out a different way to make money. So, yeah. All right, we're 5 after. Let's get into it. I value your time. You value my time. We all have a good time. So this is for all the agents who want an easy, and it is easy. I actually do mean that word. Easy, repeatable way to connect with past clients and just generate listings in general. Okay. Maybe you hate complicated or awkward follow-ups. Maybe your CRM is collecting some dust. Ugh, yikes. But let's be honest, that's a lot of us. Maybe you just prefer more direct, relevant conversations about real estate and not kind of a lot of the beat around the bush, kind of small talk style. You'd rather get to it. Let's talk real estate. Maybe you just want to make sure that your clients actually see you as their real estate expert because you do have people in your sphere who don't recognize you as a professional in real estate. FISA, you're going to see this a lot because you're new. And so a lot of times there's just that immediate skepticism. Friends and family will often not view us as authorities in this space because they're like, well, I know you, right? Like, I know you. Okay, so before we get into everything that we're going to do, just remember there are 4 commitments that you're making on this call today. Am I okay? Am I lagging for you guys at all? Or am I crystal clear? Like, am I coming through good? Okay, I was lagging earlier before this call, and so I just want to do one more check on that. Okay, awesome. So 4 commitments for being on the call. Number 1 is video on. Turn on those videos, please. And definitely don't leave me hanging on being alone because I get energy from you guys. When I see you listening and being involved, it pumps me up. It makes me want to keep coming back and doing this every week because I don't get paid a dime. I take time out of my schedule to just bless you guys because God has blessed me with more than I ever imagined in real estate. And so I just give it back to you. But seeing your faces, seeing you guys here, it definitely energizes me and makes me want to keep coming back and giving. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Deborah. Distractions off. So you guys are way too smart to show up and just be distracted, right? So if you've got distractions, mute them, silence them, whatever you got to do, uh, so that you get the most out of this, because this will make you money. Okay, this will make you money, and I would assume that that's worth your time. And like we probably said here, so far out of everybody here, why should you listen to me, right? I have more past clients than I sounds like everybody on the call combined. All right. So I'm going to take good care of you. I'm sharing you the secrets that I use that actually produce real results. Participate. So we're asking questions. We might do a little bit of role playing. We will do things to get the most out of this for you. Okay. And then most importantly, like I'm here to try and bless you and make your day, just go do something for someone else today. Go bless someone, go serve someone, particularly if you can in real estate. Go bless another agent or a loan officer. But really, I just want you to go bless someone in your life today. Someone you meet, stranger, family, friend, I don't care. Okay? Sonia, welcome. First session. Oh, man, you in a good one today. All right. So, this is kind of a food for thought, okay? So almost every listing you've ever had was another agent's past client they forgot to follow up with. Let that sink in for a minute, okay? Every listing, with some rare exceptions that you've ever had, that anybody's ever had, is another agent's past client they forgot to follow up with. So now let me ask you, how's your follow up with past clients? You feel that weight now? Right? It's true. It's true. Don't worry, this is going to help you a lot. Welcome, Aaron. Glad you're here. First session as well. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. Okay, so this is our kind of things need to change moment. Most of us assume, tell me if you kind of agree with this, right? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you agree with what I say. Most of us assume our past clients will call us when they're ready or if they have referrals because we did a good job, right? We earned it. We earned that respect. We earned that, hey, I did a good job. Of course they're going to reach out to me, right? But here's what really happens, and there's so much data to back this up with it, is they're on Zillow right now. As we're doing this call, there's a good chance You've got past clients, you've got homeowners in your sphere, you've got people with an address that are on Zillow right now checking their Zestimate, maybe comparing it to Redfin. They might have even been talking to their neighbor, their spouse about their home value, about what they could be doing with the equity, the market, right? And you're not in any of those conversations. Okay? It is happening and you're not in those conversations. You did do a good job, but then the job was done and you have not taught your clients, your leads, your homeowners that after the closing happens, you are there for them, and this is part of what you do too. Most people think a real estate agent is to open doors and show up at the closing table. This is specific for sellers right now, because we need an address, and it'll make sense in a second. And then what happens, guilty, this has happened to me. A past client, one day I drive by and I see a for sale sign in their yard, and it's not mine. That doesn't feel great. I did a good job, guys. What the heck? I did a good job. Why did they list with someone else? Because we're not replaced because we did a bad job. That's not what gets replaced. We're replaced because Zillow, in often cases, gets to them first, and then they sell that lead to another agent who talks to them. It's not complicated. It's not really personal. It just is. Now tell me, drop an X in the chat if you can kind of relate to that. If you've either been victim of that story or you've seen it happen. Yeah, see? So we all know universal truth right here. So now I want you all to say it with me. Things need to change. And the good news is they will. And it all starts with this Zestimate email that is so simple. Because home valuation websites, so homes where you and tools where you just go and get your home valuation, have over 100 million visits per month. You guys, you comprehend that number for a moment. 100 million visits per month. What does that tell you? Homeowners are constantly checking their value of the home. Well, why aren't they talking to you guys? What's going on? Why aren't they talking to their agent? Okay, we're going to get into that. The average open rate for real estate emails, by the way, is 37.18%. And that is well above many social media organic reach numbers. Okay, so it works very, very well. And then nearly half, really like 42%, of an agent's long-term business, which is usually about 5 years, is from repeat and referrals from past clients. Okay. Now remember, this strategy for those who joined late or are new, this will work even if you do not have past clients. Okay. I will tell you towards the end, just remind me because I didn't put it in the slide. I will tell you exactly how to get addresses and use this exact strategy completely effectively. Okay. Because this isn't just about sending more spam in follow-up, which is what most follow-up is, by the way, spam. It's canned, generic, impersonal, and oftentimes, and I don't think it's intentional, but it's selfish. It's a you-focused. It's a me-focused thing. I want FISA to do something for me, so my follow-up reflects what I want from FISA rather than what I can do for FISA, what problems I solve, right? This changes this because we know that they're thinking about their home valuation. And we need to be creative on how we get invited into those conversations. Okay? And so that's why we're going to deliver something to past clients and really just homeowners in general, something they actually care about, which is their home's value. All right? So how do you identify your past clients, right? This is very easy. I want each of you to just find one past client you haven't spoken to recently. Okay? Haven't spoken to recently. It's a past client. Just write down their name wherever you need to write them down. In your phone, you can write down their first name in the chat, write it on a piece of paper. For FISA or anybody who doesn't have clients yet, past clients yet, I want you to just think of someone that you know that you have an address for. Okay, someone's address, or you could easily get it, right? Maybe it's a friend, a coworker from your past job, someone you went to school with. Write down their name for yourself. Okay, you guys writing them down? Awesome. Deborah's like on it. Let's go. I like it. You got those confident nods. That's like me too. I'm in it. All right. So most of the time, if you can, try and make sure they own their home for a year. But for this exercise, you don't have to. I just want you to go through the process. But if you can, it's a bonus if they've owned their home for at least a year. And the longer they've owned the home, the better, by the way. It's home's value, right? So the longer they've owned it, the more the home is almost always worth. All right. So you guys got that. Now we're going to move into step 2. I'm telling you, this is so easy. I love sharing this. All right. So now we're going to go get a screenshot of their Zestimate. Okay? That easy. You're going to go to Zillow.com. You're going to enter their address. You're going to screenshot with your phone, or computer, whatever, and I'll give you an example in just a slide. And you're going to screenshot their Zestimate and their home, right? The outside of their home, because Zillow has it. Zillow has it, right? And if you want to be an overachiever, go to realtor.com and Redfin and get additional screenshots. Look for disparities, and we'll get more into that in a second, okay? So let me just show you a quick example of what this would look like. Here's one, right? Super easy. I did this on my computer. This is not an active listing, right? You're going for people who do not have active listings. You're going for people who are not active, right? They're off market. It's an off market listing, right? It's got their Zestimate right there. Also, the Zestimate's down here. Sometimes people miss this, and the mobile app can look different. But we've got the Zestimate, and we made sure that the address is there, right? Doesn't matter if you say beds or bath. Don't worry about whether the information is accurate. That's not what you're doing this for, okay? So don't worry about that. This is all you just need to do, right? It's that easy and it's that quick, all right? I'm going to have you guys do this in a second. So that's why you needed that person's name that you're going to go look up. Okay, because I'm actually going to have you go through this exercise. But first, let me continue, make sure we get through it, and then you'll have time to be able to go test this out. All right. Now, what do you do if there's no Zestimate available? That's why you go check realtor.com and Redfin. That's one of the reasons why. Second is disparity of pricing, right? Someone might not use Zillow. They might use realtor.com. So you kind of just want to be prepared. If they go, oh, well, realtor.com said this, then you just go, oh, yeah, I saw that, and send them a screenshot as well. And that'll make sense in just a moment. Okay. And then you can also change it slightly. Okay. So let's say worst case scenario, Zillow doesn't have theirs. No Zestimate, right? There's properties on Zillow that don't have a Zestimate, right? They exist. Okay, so Zillow doesn't have theirs. You check Redfin and you check Realtor.com. Nobody's got the equivalent of a Zestimate. What do you do? All you have to do, this is very easy, is just go make your own essential comp. Just go make a comp and then just say the local market MLS says your home is worth this. Does that make sense? You guys following me so far? Just tell them if it's complicated or you don't understand. Drop those questions. You guys know I'm going to take good care of you. There's way too much. I care way too much to just leave you hanging. All right. So then once you have that screenshot, you're going to draft the shortest email for lead gen that you've probably ever seen. Okay. This is it right here. Just this little box right here. And I'm going to even read it to you. So the subject is Zillow right about your home? Ooh. Huh? Come on now. Don't deny it. Carrie, if you got an email from an agent or something like that, and you were just a homeowner and it said, is Zillow right about your home? You'd be like, even if you weren't looking to sell, you'd still be like, what did Zillow say about my home? Curiosity, man. But you can't help but care. That's why people check their home valuation. Even if they're not ready to sell, they still check their home valuation. Why? We want to know. We want to know, right? So here's the body of the email. Unbelievably simple. All right, we'll just pretend it's Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Zillow says your home is worth $425,000. Then there's the screenshot inside the body of the email. Do you agree? I have my own thoughts, but I'm curious to hear yours. Hope all is well. And then boom, name and phone number, just like that. Just like that. Yes, there will be a recording. Fiza, got you. Yeah. And I send slideshows out in the Friday newsletters too, guys. We'll get it for you. Lauren, I'll answer that question in a second. Love it. So, first, tell me, guys, just drop like a thumbs up in the chat or through the emoji things that you can do on Zoom if this is a very easy email to send. Nothing complicated about it, right? Right? This is not complicated. Okay? And it works extremely well. So well. Because up until this point, what have we just done through this process? We've already identified that people care about their home evaluation. If they didn't, there wouldn't be over 100 million visits a month on home valuation websites and tools. So clearly there is a demand from your market. These are your people. Okay. Second is we piqued their interest by using a subject line that makes them curious. Is Zillow right about your home? You could switch it up if you wanted to. You could be like, I can't believe that Zillow said this about your home. I just feel like that one's a little bit stretchier, right? You know what I'm saying? So I like, is Zillow right about your home? We kept it super clean and simple and relevant. Notice how I didn't overcomplicate it. I didn't say, haven't talked to you in a while, Cynthia. I didn't say, how's the kids and family? I'm really direct and really to the point. I know that they want to know about their home valuation, so I'm not going to small talk them. I'm just going to get right to the point, right, clean, and simple. I put the screenshot. That's your proof. So they know that you're not lying. A lot of them will fact check you, by the way, right? So that's why I'm putting the screenshot there. There's the proof. Plus, it builds an emotional connection when they can see their actual home and see the actual number. It just makes it feel real, right? Just like the difference between a review that you used in the Canva template and a review that you see on Google. One feels significantly more real and personal. Okay. And then I just ask a simple question. Do you agree? Notice how I didn't tell them they were right or wrong. I didn't say that Zillow was crazy or nothing like that. I just stated the facts. Zillow says this. Do you agree? And then I let them know I have my own thoughts, but I'm curious to hear theirs. I want to talk to them about this. Okay. And I'll get into the common mistakes in a second, but just so you know the delivery rate on this, not the delivery rate, sorry, the conversion rate on this. We've had people who are like, I haven't had a client talk to me in 3 years. And then I sent this email and it made them speak to me again about their home, by the way. So again, not small talk, about real estate and their home's value. We are seeing between 25 and 50% response rates on these. Now, when I first did this for you guys, I don't know, like 6 months ago, I was telling you about 10 to 15%. And then a bunch of agents who went and took action, that's who bolstered it up to 25, 50% response rates. You probably don't have any follow-up even remotely close to this response rate. It's probably nothing. Nothing. I mean, the typical good response rate would be about 3%. That would be a great response rate. So something that gets you 10, 15, 25, 50%. Okay. So you get to see how powerful this is. It's very, very powerful, very, very simple, because that's what happens when you stay relevant, really relevant to people. Okay. On top of that, we've had several clients who have turned around and immediately ended up within 30 days under contract with people that they did through this strategy, because those people were people who are ready. You immediately started talking about home value. They wanted to know more. They had questions, and it just sped up the process instead of taking months and months and months to convert. Now, I can't guarantee that, obviously, but this will start conversations with you, for you. Okay? All right, so let me give you some quick mistakes that I see people make. We're breezing through this. You guys are awesome. This is how simple it is, right? This is like the fastest one I get to teach too. All right. So one of the big mistakes is writing a long email with extra fluff that just deters them from wanting to read it at all. Um, that's just horrible. Like, do not add extra stuff to it. Keep it unbelievably simple. Okay. Keep it short, personal, and just centered on the Zestimate screenshot. Keep your personal opinion out of it. Forgetting to include, so that's the next mistake. Forgetting to include the screenshot or sending it as an attachment. You need that screenshot. That's your proof. It builds trust immediately. It's a visual trust signal. Okay. And then you need to put it in the body of the email. Attachments often will get your email filtered out. So do not attach the image. You're going to drop it inside the body of the email. Okay. And then the third mistake that I see that's really common is just treating silence as rejection. Even if they don't reply right away, you still put your name in the back, back in front of them. And the consistency compounds. Plus, here's what's cool about this strategy. If people are checking their home valuation every month, what does that tell you? Not a trick question. Drop it in the chat. What does that tell you? Or maybe I'll ask a better question. What does that tell you about how often you could contact them about their home's valuation? They might be looking to sell. Yep, Linda, that's right. You can contact them often. That's right, Deborah. If they're checking every month, you could send this email every single month. You could also send this by text, by the way, right? Maybe you're like, Robert, I just don't want to risk sending it every month. Fine, do it quarterly, every quarter. Just remember, though, if they're checking every single month, you might miss that opportunity because you might be 2 months late to the conversation if you only do it quarterly. You follow me on that? Right? If someone's checking every month, wouldn't you want to be part of that conversation if you can? And when it's so clean and simple like this, maybe you get them to respond once and then you say, listen, maybe they're not interested. You go, no problem, Deborah. Here's what I'll do because I know that your home's value is important to you. I'll just make sure that you have the most accurate and updated valuation of your home every single month. I'll just send it to you. Don't even sweat it. Right. And so then now you've formulated the habit and they go to you for home valuation. They expect you to bring them home valuation. So it's a big deal. Okay. All right. So now I actually want you guys to go do this thing. Okay. I want you to just go get your screenshots. You don't really need to go in a breakout room to do this, to be honest, because you don't need a partner to do this. You're not role playing through anything. So instead, go get an address and a past client. Fiza, you already have someone. And again, we've got a couple of new people here. If you're new to real estate, so maybe you don't have past clients, just go get an address. And if you really have nobody, fine, use your own address. All right, use your mom's address. Just go get an address, go get the screenshot. We'll do like a couple minutes. This should not take you long at all. So I actually guys want you guys to go do this. Go actually because it's good for your brain to go through this exercise. So I wish I could like start a timer inside Zoom. That should be something we do, right? All right. So here's what I want you to do. Go get the screenshot for the person you wrote down and then come back and drop in the chat done when you've done that. Okay. Again, it should not take you long. So go to Zillow.com. I'll just refresh your memory for you. Go to Zillow.com, type in that address, screenshot the image of their home, right? The first image of their home, the outside of their home, and make sure it shows the Zestimate. You got that? You're a winner. And then just come back and say done. Okay, everybody clear on that? Go knock it out real quick. Again, it should take you like 60 seconds. Obviously, some of you are driving, so you can't do that. So don't worry. I like seeing all you work. Paula, don't you worry. We'll send the slides and the replay, so it'll be really easy for you to get the template, and you can copy and paste. Got your back. Don't even sweat it. Um, and if you're not in our newsletter, it's free. We'll drop the sign up link for it in just a minute. I'm seeing all those analytical faces, studying and researching and looking. I like it. For those who are newer, like Fiza, I keep saying you because I don't know if anybody else, but um, did you pick yourself, a family member, leads maybe that you have in your database? I'm just curious, just making conversation. Family member, love it. It's actually this is just such a good way to start conversation. It really is. And if you're like me, who loves to be over the top and get the message across, I'll often do postcards with this almost exact template. So I'll text, email, and do postcards to people that I'm not reaching. So let's say I tried the email strategy once or twice and Linda never responded, right? So then I might try texting Linda if I have the number, same strategy, and then she still doesn't respond. Then I'm going to send a postcard with basically the same strategy. I'm going to reach Linda. There's no way, right? I mean, people don't check their emails. Maybe Linda saw the text and forgot to respond. That happens a lot, right? I'm going to reach her. And then I'll just like repeat that process until finally I do reach Linda. Lauren, no. So at my brokerage, we have Thanks.io subscriptions, like pro subscriptions paid for us. And so what we do is that gives us discounts on postcards and stuff like that. Because the monthly subscription is like $50 a month. But again, the brokerage pays for that. So then I will go with postcards. I'll take the screenshot or I'll download the first image of their home from Zillow and I'll upload that into like a template inside. It's called Thanks.io, inside Thanks.io. Um, Carrie, it is for a downer. I'll answer that in a second. I'm getting to, yeah. Anyway, so I'll throw that screenshot right onto that, and then I'll, on the back, basically use the template. Zillow said this about your house. Um, right. So I'm basically using the same. I don't actually have a postcard template on this computer. So what I'll do is maybe I'll try and get that. Lauren, I'll send you a link so you get the right one because I think I have a I Thanks IO gets a lot of business from me, so I'm pretty sure I have like an upgraded account where they'll give you like if I send anybody, they'll give you like free stuff. So let me make sure I can give you free stuff. All right, who's done? Who's got those screenshots? Drop that done in the chat for me if you have finished it. And remember, these questions are great. I will answer all of them. Done, 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 done. Great. How simple was that? Was that super easy? Not complicated. Unbelievably easy. And it's probably one of the most effective ways to reach people. It's absurd. And you know what's even more awesome about it is you can just do this every month or every quarter, or if you're really scared, you can do it once or twice a year. So I've given you follow up that has a high success rate that you could do for every homeowner that you know, lead or not, meaning past client, lead, maybe they're not even in your database, family, friends, whatever. Okay. All right. So, what I want you to do, this is your goal for the week, is you pull up your calendar right now, schedule a 1 hour time block today or tomorrow, and email all your past clients this strategy. Start with them. Okay. For those of you who don't have past clients, or maybe you only have one or two, email all the homeowners. This is so easy to do. You just proved it to yourself. This is why I like you guys getting involved and actually doing the actions because it tells your brain, oh, I can do this. Like this is a real thing. I can do this. And you're much more likely to succeed now and do take action because now you just proved to yourself that it is actually fast. You can actually do this. And this should be something that every day this you're just doing. Oh, I'm sending out some Zestimates today. Great. Okay. Double check because you're going to be copying and pasting a template. Double check that the client name, address, and screenshot are all correct. I have made the mistake of sending Linda with the name Carrie, and that was not does not look good. So always double check your work to make sure you have the right screenshot, the right address, and the right name in those emails. It does not go over well. Some people are forgiving and they laugh. And honestly, like I'm very good at handling objections and awkward situations, so it's very easy for me to just be like, "Sorry about that, Linda. I was doing one for Carrie, and that's what inspired me to send one to you." And then nobody has a problem, right? You see how easy I just handled that like awkward situation? Nobody's like, "Oh, how dare he?" They're like, "Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That checks out." And it's true. So, yeah. Um, and then like I said, I would do this every month. I would just have a day, a month that you are like, okay, this is my Zestimate day. And then you know what's even more fun is that you could go and like do this, and then you can make an open invitation to anybody on your social medias too. Hey, this is my home valuation day. And I'm doing 120 past clients. I'm showing them homeowners their home value. I'm sending out these emails. But if you want me to do a home value for you, just drop a comment or send me a text or whatever. Just an open invitation. I've actually had some success with that too. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to answer questions in just a second. So we'll send the replay and the slideshow to the email so you guys can have it and review it and reference it and copy and paste. Misa's going to drop that in the chat. If you're not subscribed already, just join that subscribe link. It's free. We give it all away. So no worries there. We're going to drop it in the chat. And then I'm going to answer questions for you guys in just a second. Okay, let me scroll up because there were a few. All right, let's see. Lauren says, I have addresses but not updated emails. Snail mail, okay. Yeah. Updated emails, I would just send to whatever emails you have and just see how it goes. And then I would also do snail mail. Yes, and we kind of briefly talked about how we do that. So yes, I would definitely do that. Rhonda, my client bought 6 months ago, and their estimate is 15K from their purchase price. I mean, that might be true too. Zestimates actually, so we make jokes, but in many markets, Zestimates are about 98.2% accurate. So we make jokes, right? But you have to remember a lot of Zestimates are actually drawing from historical data from the MLS, the same place you would get your comps. And if you go between 3 different agents, you might get different comps with them too. So we laugh, and yes, there are some Zestimates out there that are insane, but a lot of Zestimates are actually pretty accurate. So definitely a curious thing. But not always. Listen, not always, okay? And you can have some wild ones. And that's why you're the professional, right? You do a detailed jobs. What Zillow does is automated. You do something later when you do real comps, right? It's a manual process. Linda says, when someone calls, have you researched their property to get the real value? Yes and no. It just depends. Like if they responded to an email with interest, I'm going to then invest more time to be ready, right? If they just call randomly, right? Because I always put my name and number and invite them to call, or if you use a text strategy, however, and they're like, hey, Robert, I got your email. And so, what do you think my home's worth? I'm not going to lie to them. I'm going to say, listen, sometimes Zillow can be right. Sometimes Zillow can be wrong. Right? What I can do for you, Linda, real quick, is I can just prepare an actual manual, comprehensive market analysis of your home that's going to be really, really accurate. Okay. Can I send that to you in about an hour? Does that work for you? And Linda goes, yeah, sure, that's fine. And then I go, so what did you think of the Zestimate? How did that number make you feel? Did you feel it was high, low? Almost everybody will always say it's low. They'll always, I mean, you got people who buy their home for 300K and will tell you it's worth $1 million and it's worse off condition, right? But that's just how we are. Just like everybody thinks their kids are the best kids. I mean, seriously, right? You get kids who are bullies, and the parents are like, "But they're so sweet." You're like, "Well, okay." Right? So everybody. So this is going to lead into one of the ones that Carrie mentioned, which she said, uh, "I feel like if the Zillow is the same or lower than purchase price, it might make for a downer." Any experience with that? Absolutely. Again, it could be a great Zestimate. It could be way above. And do you know what people still do? They complain. They grumble, right? They're like, well, blah 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 blah, and they just will have excuse after excuse to be miserable. So, honestly, negative feedback is one of the best ways to get them to respond. People are much more likely to share negative feedback than they are positive. Did you know that? Human nature, we will complain so much more than we'll ever reinforce and show gratitude. That's why gratitude's rare. Most of you have heard way more complaints about you than you've ever heard gratitude about you, right? So expect the negative feedback. Expect most people to go, well, I wasn't that impressed, or it's the same price, or even like, let's make it more negative. Why did you send me this? We just bought it only 2 years ago. As if there's some sort of magical, we were supposed to know what the ideal time, right? People are like this, right? And the responses are easy. The objections are easy. This is so easy because all you have to do is be honest. Why did you send me this? Well, it's my job to take good care of you. And I'm not just an agent who shows up and gets a commission check and never talks to you again. I send you this. I sent you this because I was thinking about you. I know that knowing your home equity can maybe open up opportunities for you that you didn't even know were possible. But if it's not relevant, don't worry. I'm just going to send them here and there. And then if at any time it is relevant, you know I got your back. You know I'm there for you, right? Easy stuff. Um, Lauren already answered you about the handwritten postcards and how I just take essentially the same strategy, the screenshots and stuff like that. Um, why house estimates vary on all three sites? Oh, easy, right? Why do comps between three agents using the same MLS on the same property vary? How we interpret the data. Zillow has their own algorithms and systems and processes that interpret data one way. Redfin has theirs, and Realtor.com has theirs. It's that easy. It's that simple, right? It's not complicated. So that's why it's good for you to know all three. But again, it's not that big of a deal to do up front. I would start with Zillow, by far the most common one and the most recognized one among consumers. And then if they bring up Redfin, I would just literally quickly pull up Redfin while I'm on the phone with them or in an email, and it takes 30 seconds. So pretty easy. Okay. How to get the client email, Sonia? That is a whole different conversation. We'll do some good classes on that. We'll hook you up. Don't worry. Keep coming to these calls, and you'll learn a lot. Okay. Anybody else? We got some more questions. How do you handle if Zestimate is about the same? Don't send. Okay, so Lauren, again, I kind of answered that, but always send it. And if the Zestimate's the same, like, who cares? Like, that's not the point of the email. The point of the email isn't to make them feel what you want them to feel. It's just to present something to them and then ask for their response. Like, that's it. I'm just trying to get them to talk to me about their home. That's it, their home value. And if it's the same, right, then it's the same. And here's the thing. If they respond, remember I told you earlier, if they respond, so let's role play through that. Deborah, I sent it to her. She responds and goes, why'd you send me this? The home value is the same. It hasn't changed. Here's what I'm going to quickly do before I respond to that email. I'm going to go do a very quick CMA. And I'm going to check Redfin. And I'm going to check Realtor.com. I'm going to see if there's any number differences that I can reasonably use to respond to Deborah with. And then let's say that my own comps show it to be a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, right? If it's a little bit lower, then here's what I do. I'm not going to give Deborah that number right away, okay? I'm not going to be the bearer of bad news. Instead, I'm going to say, yeah, Deborah, I'd love to work on a comp for you. What kind of had you wondering or responding to this email? right? Or I might even just go a little like if I kind of know if this is like a past client and Deborah and I had a good experience together, I might be like, it may even call her Deb for short if we had that relationship, right? And be like, yeah, Deb, listen, I was sending that to you because you just never know what's going on in someone's life. And Zillow says this, but would you like me to just do a comp? Like, you know, I'm a good agent. You know, I crush it, right? Because again, I know Deborah and I had a good experience. So I'll lean into that. You know, I crush it. Do you want me to just do a custom comp for you? Because Zillow is saying it's right in the same area. Do you want me to just do that for you? I'm just elephant in the room. I don't try to overcomplicate it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So, how are you getting people's addresses? Did I miss it? So, Linda, um, thank you for reminding me because I did forget. This is the easiest way to do it. You go sign up for Red X, and just as if you were a cold caller doing geo farming, you just turn around and instead you pull the addresses from Red X, and instead of cold calling, you do this strategy. That's it. Super easy. Yeah. You can look at homes that have been closed on the MLS. Tax records will usually show their name and their address there too. Now you won't have email phone number, so you'll still have to go to RedX if you have to do that. But I think RedX is probably the easiest. I'm not an affiliate with them, by the way, so I don't get paid if you guys go and use them. But they're really cost efficient, and they're used a lot. So yeah, that way that you can then just explore. I mean, you could also do postcards with that. Thanks.io even has a um, geofarming service. Some of your CRMs do. They're probably not that great. Some of them might be, but just be wary. When a company like a CRM tries to do everything, they usually just can't do very good at any of those things. They just do kind of mediocre, right? So, yeah. Does that kind of answer your question, Linda? Good. Awesome. All right. Any other questions, you guys? Anything that you got for me on this? Because I would love to hear your responses on this and just to see you take action. You can do this every month, every quarter. Like it works so well. And I know most of you are always trying to figure out how do I do follow up that they care about. Like this is one that I don't know why every agent doesn't do this every month. And I would mass send it. I would absolutely go on RedX. You could cold call this. It's a little bit harder, but you could cold call this. I would also send it out with postcards too. Gary, there we go. You're going to try this today. That's what I'm talking about. Deborah, I'm going to do this morning. There we go. Make sure you share with me. We're going to do a post inside our Facebook group, the Agent Alliance. Again, free for everybody. We'll do a post. I would love to hear your results. I love it. I always get awesome stories from this. We just dropped the link in the chat for our Facebook group. Jump in there and share the results. I really, really want to hear from you guys. Like, remember that I do this for free. I don't make money from this. I don't sell you coaching or courses or anything like that. So seeing you here with me and then hearing your successes, but also helping you through your struggles, that's my payment. That's what I get out of doing this is being a blessing to your life. So please share with me and let me know. Cynthia, you can do this for your own clients though. You have addresses, emails, and phone numbers. So what I would do if I were you, Cynthia, because I really believe in loan officers having an independence from agents and being their own entity, is I would go do this strategy as a loan officer because it also makes sense coming from you. You helped with the mortgage, right? So I would definitely do that, and then I would generate leads, and then I would go handpick agents that send you deals. And then I would be like, hey, Linda, it's Cynthia. I know that I haven't been able to get your business before, but here's the thing. How many loan officers have brought you this? And then show them. And I do this every month and I do this every quarter. Is that worthy of your business, Linda? Is that worthy of at least trying me out once on your next deal? Right? See what I'm saying, guys? Like, let's go. We got this. All right. I don't know how we We got all these random ones. All right. So, any other questions? Or yes, we'll send recordings. Christy, make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter. We'll drop it again for you guys. But yeah, subscribe to the. Oh, she already got it. She already responded. Misa's amazing. Any other questions, guys? If not, we can wrap early. I'm totally fine with it. But if you got any questions, don't even have to be about this strategy. My time is yours until for another 8 minutes. So I'm here to bless you. So if you've got more questions or anything like that, don't be shy. I'm here to serve you. I'm so glad that you guys were here today. Friday again, we'll send out the newsletter for you all to bless you with the replay and the slides. I want to hear all about your success. But any other questions or anything like that? And don't be shy to drop them in the chat. I'll get you, Aaron, in just a second. I got you. If you guys are good, you can start heading off. Don't worry if we finish early. But if you have, oh, did I miss yours, Rhonda? Wrote a question above. Am I blind? Oh, there it is, Rhonda. I missed your question. Sorry. I have a neighbor who has listed and withdrawn their house since 524. Eesh. Not a great situation. They started with listing price of 700K. And then 925 reduced to 624. Ooh. Zestimate 573, Realtor 675, Redfin 609. If I don't have their email, is a postcard okay? Postcards are definitely okay. This is a very disgruntled person, a very unhappy person. So just be prepared going into that. But listen, like as agents, we have the ability to turn that frown upside down. We are problem solvers. It sounds silly, but I want miserable people too. I am a gift. My abilities, my skills are a gift. They are not just for the happy. They are for the broken. They are for the lost. They are for. Can you tell my faith from this, right? I'm a Christian. So I look at all the gifts that I have as a way for me, as ministry, to serve others and to bless them. I love real estate, not because of anything to do with houses or anything like that. I could care less. I don't care about the pretty homes or the marble floorings. I just happen to be very, very good at real estate, but I care about the person, and real estate is the best way I've found to get into someone's life and make a tremendous impact that affects generations. Right? So go after the miserable people and be patient and be kind and actually solve their problem. I've had people who have said very explicit things to me in moments of fear and panic and doubt and worry. And then I've had those very same people end up becoming clients who have sent me referrals and repeat business. It's okay. I can handle it. As long as they're not doing anything illegal, I'll probably work with them. I probably will. Now, don't get me wrong. I protect my time. So, yeah. All right. All right. Did I miss any other questions? I think I got them all. Any other last minute questions, guys? Got a couple more minutes. I'm here to bless you. Don't be shy. But again, no pressure. Like go head off if you want to. This is like one of the few calls that ends early. Most of the calls are like 5 minutes over. So this is why I give you just some extra time. Let's see. They have a very odd property. Mechanic shop in the 70s. Oh yeah. Built on top of the mechanic. The home was built on top of that. So you have to walk through the garage. Wow, okay. Yeah, maybe maybe a venue. Walking through the garage is very normal for venues. Venues use garages a lot, so there might be a good venue space that you can do there. I'd have to see more details, but I would get creative. Cool thing about ChatGPT is it can read and view images. So you could, Rhonda, you could just take that, take some images of it, explain the situation like you did to me, and then ask ChatGPT to give you some creative ideas on how to utilize this property. Right? I have a buddy who had a mechanic shop. sorry, he bought a mechanic shop and he turned it into a music venue space in Nashville called Home. And right, like they didn't know what to do with it. It was in a bad location as far as mechanics go, and that's part of why it went under. Is just a bad place for it, very very bad. Um, and he saw the vision, and nobody else ever even thought about turning it into that. Like it wasn't even. I've done events at that venue space. I've also one of the TV shows I wrote. We did one of the pilot episodes at that space. Like he just had a vision, right? So, Rhonda, I would definitely get creative and really start to see ways that you can help solve this problem from a fresh perspective. Um, and also just new marketing that you can bring, asking questions. I mean, having a deep understanding of the client is always important too, and just knowing their motivations and what's going on, because there's going to be anxiety, fear, doubt, frustration, and you want them to be able to kind of talk to you about those things so that you're not just another agent trying to get a commission check. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's just wrap it up. Okay. It was a great call. Loved having you here. Newsletter on Friday. Tell me all about your success. And then I'll see you on Wednesday, guys, next week. All right. Bye. And Aaron, you can add me on Facebook, buddy. Happy to talk to you. Just my first and last name. So send me a message on there. Bye, buddy.